Right, hello everyone. Happy Monday night. I hope you're having a good start to your week. This is DanceBiker just coming in for another little live stream. I am in quite a good jovial mood right now because I've just been watching Nick Recator is commentating on the Amber Heard trial live. I was working earlier today, and then when I finished work, I was catching up with what was going on. Basically, she was finishing up her direct testimony, which again was just a bit insufferable. But you kind of have to go through her, giving her, yeah, about her version of what happened in made up world. And then eventually, finally, last couple of hours. Hang on, I'll just take a quick drink. The last couple of hours before they were done for today, cross-examination started with a young lawyer called Camille. I think that's her name. And she was just on point, absolutely battering, annihilating Amber Heard's narrative straight away, right from the get-go, just hammering it. So it's not going well for Amber at the moment. Like I said before, if you've been watching any of these streams, I still don't think Johnny Depp is necessarily going to win the defamation case. It's notoriously really hard to win a defamation case, particularly in America, and particularly if you're a public figure. But I don't think that's what his aim was. I think he's already achieved his aim. His aim was to clear his name and say his side of the story, because it's he hasn't really had the chance really properly to get everything out in the open and the evidence, and it's not looking good. Let's do a little recap. I mean, first thing Camille just hammered her with was, right, you said that this happened, but you didn't take any photographs of that, did you? You said that you had this injury and that injury, but here's you the next day on a talk show, and there's no injuries, and you said on such and such a date, this, that, and the other happened, bad injuries, busted lip, black eyes, broken nose, and here you are the next day at an award ceremony, and your face looks fine, and all these things. I mean, they haven't even gotten started yet, but it ended up with, how did it end up? Yeah, they were absolutely battering her about apparently how she'd said, no, I didn't want anything from the divorce from Johnny. She wanted the $7 million from him that she was going to give all to charity, 3.5 million split to two charities, 3.5 million each, blah blah blah. But the thing is, she's gone on the record on various shows and things and that, saying that she had donated, given the money effectively to these charities, but yet it's only pledged. She hasn't actually given that much of it yet. She's still got the majority of the money is still in her bank account, even though she had the entirety of that money before she got sued. She could have paid it. She didn't, and they were sort of hammering on her on that point. And Amber doesn't seem to understand the difference between the word donated and pledged. She's just blank refusing to acknowledge the difference. She just says, "Oh, I use those synonymously." It's like, well, I think you need an English lesson, Amber. I think you need to go and pick up a dictionary, And I don't mean like an online dictionary where they can change the definitions at a drop of a hat, which seems to be happening a lot of these days. But no, like a paper dictionary. Get a dictionary from 10 years ago. Look up the word donate and the word pledge. They're very different things. She even said something ridiculous at the end. It was something like, she was saying something about how, like, oh, if you're buying a house, you don't pay it all at once. I was like, no, you absolutely do. You have to. It's like, I think you're getting mixed up with like a mortgage. You still pay the house all in one go, Amber. It's just that the bank pays all that money in once, and you have to pay the bank back. That's a totally different situation to what she's trying to do. Yeah, I don't think she's the personality type that will realize just how badly she's looking. She's not looking good. Just my opinions. Yeah, okay. Maybe I'm being harsh as well. Yeah, sometimes I am. I'm a bit of a jerk, I'll be honest. But I'll say it as I see it. And yeah, I think she's getting wrecked in this cross-examination, and we've only had a couple of hours of it, or 2.5 hours, whatever it's been. So tomorrow should be interesting as the annihilation continues. And yeah, I mean, if what she was saying was true, then that would make me a complete jerk. But I just don't believe. I don't believe the stuff that she was saying happened. Certainly not anywhere near like what she said. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean, Johnny, I don't know, he may have been angry and aggressive at times. I mean, there was even some footage that didn't look great for him. He was slamming some kitchen cupboards around and frustration and stuff, but not directing any actual violence towards her. Absolutely everybody's testimony so far is that basically he would avoid confrontations and conflicts and try and go away to a different room and try and walk away and stuff like that, and you know, and take his drugs that would numb him, and he would just fall asleep, and he didn't want to have anything to do with it. There's been nothing so far that suggests he's been violent towards anybody whatsoever. Um, but yeah, anyway, I don't know if that might have put some people off this live stream, whether you don't want to know about it or whatever. I'm just finding it interesting, but I find it interesting because of not just the celebrity stuff. I'm not that bothered about celebrities, but the legal process. And my analytical part of my brain likes to look at the actual evidence versus what people are saying. That's where you can catch people out of like, yeah, hang on, you're saying this, but if we look at this, this, and this couldn't possibly be true. So you're lying there, or you're deliberately obfuscating things. That kind of side of things I'm interested in. And it's interesting because you've got to keep an open mind. You know, a little bit of a fact could come in and totally change the way you think about something. In fact, Viva Fry, who's a Canadian YouTube lawyer guy, he's quite good. He says whenever he's getting a one side of a story or viewing a bit of footage or something, he's always thinking, right, I've got to talk to myself and think to myself, what other bit of information do I not know that could potentially change the way I think about this completely? You know, is there some other context I don't know? What happened before this? You know, and things like that. Really, he's a really good thinker, really intelligent guy, and I recommend Viva Fry. His actual name is David Freiheit. If you catch him on YouTube, does interesting videos. He's Canadian, and just seems like a really nice guy as well. But and fair, you know. So yeah, he's one of the ones I quite like to watch. Recently, sort of found Nick Recator. Recator Law. He's just funny. He's, yeah, if you are offended by bad language and rudeness and all that sort of stuff, then don't watch Nick. But if you don't mind that kind of stuff, then Nick Recator is really fun one to watch if you like that kind of stuff. And you need vodka. Hello, One Life Man. Good to see you. Welcome to the chat. There may or may not be vodka in this. That's for me to know and you to guess. I do not recall, Your Honour. Anyway, hey, if you've got any questions for me, pop something in the chat. We'll have a talk about anything you want. I've just been rambling there for a little bit before you came in, just about the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial. If that's something that interests you, pop something in the chat. If you want me to talk about something else entirely, let me know, and I'll move on. I'll just have a quick look and see what's going on in the news. Let's see. There was something that came up. It's gone off my screen now. I think it was about the first openly gay footballer. It's been about time, I would have thought. You know. Oh, hang on, there's a question coming. Do you think alien invasion will happen? I've got an interesting theory on that, actually. What the world would call aliens, I believe, are something else entirely. I don't believe they come from far outer space. I believe they're actually very close, but in like a multi-dimensional being, a fallen entity, how should I say, like a demonic kind of spirit type of thing, not an alien from outer space. They might masquerade or pretend to be that if they ever appear, if there's ever an alien disclosure as such. But I don't think they'll be what they're presented as. I think they'll be deceiving. Yeah, like a deceiving spirit of type of thing. I mean, obviously we've got our 4 dimensions. You've got 3 dimension plus time. You know, 4 dimensions. I very much believe that it's likely that there is more dimensions than that can intersect with ours. So to us, it would appear that things would be able to break the laws of physics, and we'd be like, well, how on earth would that happen? One way of explaining that is to go look at it the going backwards. So we're in a 3D world with the fourth dimension of time. Now, but we can imagine, say, a 2D world, like say if a flat land, like a picture, like a flat picture. And let's say you've got Mr. and Mrs. Flat, and they're just like stickmen drawn on a flat surface, okay? Now, we're in the three-dimensional world. We can observe them in their two-dimensional world. But let's say they can't understand our concept of 3 dimensions. They can't see us. They're on this like piece of paper, effectively, going about their lives. Now, we could intersect with that that two-dimensional world by sticking our finger into the paper. And what they would see is just a circle appear, where our finger intersects through. And then if we pulled our finger out, that circle would just disappear. So they could be walking along, they see the circle appear in front of them, and then disappears. And they were like, "Whoa, what was that? Did you see that circle just appear and disappear? That breaks all the laws of physics. How on earth did that happen?" But from our point of view, from the three-dimensional world, we know exactly what happened. We just stuck our finger, intersected into their two-dimensional piece of paper world, and then pulled it back out. But to them, they'll be like to their friends, "Whoa, I saw this amazing thing today. I was walking along, this circle just sort of appeared for a few seconds and disappeared. It was crazy." So if you can understand that concept going backwards, what about going forwards? So we can't really comprehend what a fifth dimension would be like, but it could potentially intersect with ours and then disappear. Oh, you like? Cheers, One Life Man. You like that? Yeah. Now, what my interpretation of it, other people may completely disagree with, because I look at things from a perspective of biblical stuff, and the sort of encounters with angels or demonic spirits and things like that. So in terms of aliens or alien invasion, I would think would be fallen angels. But yeah, that can bring up a whole host of debates. Especially interesting stuff. People have interesting theories about the sort of pyramids and the technologies involved in creating those, and what was going on there. Technology must have been better than we thought it was, and the people back then weren't as thick as we thought they were, and all that kind of stuff. And so yeah, I've got various theories on that to do with things like fallen angels in Genesis 6, and they had offspring called the Nephilim, and ancient knowledge. And yeah, it's a really interesting subject. I don't know if you know anything about that kind of stuff. It's worth looking into. It's some interesting subjects. I don't know. Tell me about your thoughts on that. One Life Man. Do you believe in aliens yourself? If you do you believe in them as being the from far away, from light years away, and what have you? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. I'd be all ears. Oh, I think I've lost him. Maybe it was the mention of the Bible. People don't seem to like that. But it's actually a really fascinating book. There's all sorts of interesting stuff in there. I mean, even if you think it's all nonsense, it's still there's still really interesting stories in there. Oh, that's a shame. I think I've lost him from the chat. But I would have liked to have had some more questions from you. But that's a great start. Yeah, aliens. What a great subject. I used to work with a guy when I used to drive forklift trucks, and he always used to sort of joke about the aliens did it and things, and he was into all of that. Great guy, really nice guy. I forget what it was I said now. There was something I said to him about it. But there's been new stuff just on that subject. Obviously, I was interested in that a lot last year, because last year the Americans, the Pentagon, actually released various stuff that declassified things about unknown aerial phenomenon, where they were saying, actually, yes, this footage that was leaked was actually real footage from naval pilots, and they just released it and said, yeah, we don't know what this is. Now, it could be that that's true and they don't know what it is, or it could be that they're just saying that, but actually they know more than they're letting on, because, let's face it, the government's not going to tell you everything that they're doing. I mean, we know this from secret planes and stuff like that, like the Blackbird plane, for example. Obviously was secret for a very long time, and we only get to know about it when it's kind of obsolete and they've got new stuff. So, yeah, who knows what kind of technology there actually is behind the scenes now that we don't know about. We only know about, what we're told is the fastest jets and this, that, and the other, and the highest of technology isn't going to be the real stuff, is it? It's not. We're not going to get told about everything. Um, but yeah, I love those kind of subjects. I know they sort of go into conspiracy. Some people like that, some people don't. Um, so yeah, okay. Since I've lost my audience, I will go and have a little look at the news and see what's going on. I'll try and get it on screen as well, so we can have a quick look. What am I even on here? I just opened a web browser. Is it Bing News? What is it? I don't know. Oh dear. OnlyFans star speaks out after Kent motorway flashing. And don't do it, girls. OnlyFans, just don't do it. Something about state pension payout. Yeah, I'm not old enough quite yet to get pension. Irrelevant to me. UK will get drenched as thunder forms set to hit this afternoon. Well, this must be an old article because it's night time now, but yes, yeah, it did rain where I live. It rained most of the day today. And just like I said about the blood moon, I was thinking, oh yeah, I'd quite like to see that. That'd be great. So I was going to set an alarm for 3 in the morning or whatever to see it. But then I checked the weather forecast and went, nope, because it did. It just was just cloudy and rained all night. And most of the day today as well. Yeah, taking my daughter to school this morning, it was raining, and I think it rained until pretty much about 3 o'clock in the afternoon before it sort of finally cleared up. So, but I did look on Twitter to see some of the pictures of the blood moon, and it looked like some people got some really good photography of it. Yeah, it looked great. I would have loved to have seen it in person, but yeah, it wasn't to be. Clouds again. Clouds. See, I see a headline like this, right? And if it's true, that's awful. But Putin's commanders are shooting their own wounded soldiers instead of treating them. I really hope that's not true. But then I don't know. Was it? I mean, this is just a movie, but Enemy at the Gates about the Russians, Stalingrad. I think that if it's based on truth, there was a bit where they were sort of sending the guys forwards, and basically, I think their orders for the high ups were like, if anyone starts to try and cowardice or coming back, they would just shoot them as well. Yeah, to make sure that people don't retreat. I don't know if any of that's still going on. If it is, then that's awful. Let's see now. Is this an so I got to be careful to spot an ad. If it's an ad, I'm skipping straight past it, and I'm not giving that the time of day. Gaming, I don't follow. So it's anything to do with PS game, PS5 game, Xbox. I'm just going to skip over that too. Oh, Callum Wilson suffers a gruesome injury during Newcastle versus Arsenal. So I want to see that now. So a gruesome injury for a footballer is probably like, hurt nail or something, isn't it? What's this? Something about McDonald's. Watch NASA's hypersonic X-59 jet come together in Lockheed Martin's new video. See, this is the kind of thing I was just talking about. See, so there's a supersonic X-59 jet, right? Sounds great. Looks powerful, right? I might even click on this. So this is the stuff that we're being shown, right? So what's the stuff we're not being shown? It's going to be better than this, isn't it? If this is the unclassified stuff that they're showing us, I wonder how fast the real stuff is. What's this? Some guy on a jetpack. Oh, I saw about this. This is pretty cool. It's up in the Lake District and stuff, and the mountains. If they're testing this bit of kit, so if somebody needs a first responder to them, they can get to them quickly using these sort of jetpack things. It's kind of cool. It's like a real life kind of Iron Man kind of technology. You might have seen it before. I'm not sure what the range is on it. It always makes me wonder. They never sort of see. Oh, hang on. It says around 1.1 miles. Nice. I always wonder how long can they make the fuel last on these things? Because obviously they've got to carry that pack of fuel, but it can only last so long. So yeah, I'd be interested to know what the actual flight time is on that. Whether you get a decent amount of flight time, but that'd be good for a laugh, wouldn't it? I'd be up for a go on one of them. Probably end up in the hospital, but I'd give it a go. I would certainly give it a go. I'm just daft enough to do that kind of thing. But yeah, okay, let me just go back to the news and see what else there is. Where did I get to? Eurovision 2022 voting irregularities. Oh, don't say things like that, you'll get yourself banned. UK Sam Ryder might have actually come third. Ooh. I thought they were going to say the other way. I thought they were going to say that we would have gone higher, but controversy about votes and vote counting, eh? Let's steer clear of that subject. Right. Something about the Queen's Jubilee and after. Landlord is fined 268,000 after cramming tenants into South London flats. Well, yeah, good if he was inhumanely stuffing people into a flat in what are probably rubbish conditions. Then, if they fined him £268,000, I wonder how much money he's actually made. See, this is the thing. It's like you sometimes hear these stories where, say, somebody's charged with something and they're fined, say, I don't know, 50 grand, or they go to jail for a certain amount of weeks, but like they might have made a couple of £1 million or something in whatever scam or whatever they were doing, and do they still have that money, or I don't know, are we not doing the proceeds of crime? I think we have got laws on the books now to like seize proceeds of crime and stuff, but it's whether the criminals are clever enough to sort of fence that and hide it and hide cash and and all that sort of stuff before they get caught, to benefit from it afterwards, after they've served their time. Like one of my old neighbours where I used to live, he was like a detective. He sadly passed away now, and he was saying that the ones that knew what they were doing never really owned any assets in their own name. It was always partners, like their partner owned the car or the expensive things, and friends and family. They never actually had anything in their own name. They're like, that's not mine. So as a way of getting around, if the heat ever came onto them about proceeds of crime, they were just like, you can't seize that. It's not mine. I know it's a lovely, lovely Ferrari, and I drive it sometimes, but I don't own it. Yeah. Any of them that got anything about them that way, they'll know how to keep things out of their own name. Waterloo Station bench causes outrage for deliberately being designed to stop homeless people sleeping on it. Not sure how I feel about that. I mean, that just looks like something you can lean on, I suppose. I don't know. I'm mixed on that one. Because particularly when it's winter and stuff, you want there to be places that are heated and warm where homeless people can just go for a bit of time, and then they're not freezing to death all the time. At the same time, you don't want to encourage people to be there constantly and just sleeping there all the time and making it effectively like a home. So yeah, that's an awkward subject. Thankfully, there are great charities like Shelter and the likes to try and help people, get people into places to sleep overnight, even if temporarily. But yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that. Sorry for the silence. I'm just skipping through a few things. Oh, Lewis Hamilton, what are you wearing? What are you? Look at these great big purple glasses. What is this? What's this? You've been like who does it remind me of? It's like Elton John glasses, but on Stevie Wonder. Did Stevie Wonder used to wear the glasses as well, like the shades? Stevie Wonder, great. There's a great meme with Stevie Wonder. Anyway, sorry, I haven't even read the headline here. Let's see what it's saying. Lewis Hamilton faces fines and potential race ban if he doesn't remove jewellery by end of May. So it's about him wearing earrings and that. See, I don't really quite get this. I mean, if he's got the helmet on, if he's wearing the safety gear, they have like the anti-fire kind of thing they put on and the helmet and stuff, then what's the issue really? I don't really see that there's any risk. I don't know unless they're talking about something else. Is they talking about his chain around his neck or his rings or just his earrings? I don't. I suppose if I wanted to read it, I could click on it and find out, but I don't know if I really want to. I'm just totally distracted by the glasses. Just Lewis, what are you doing, man? What are you wearing? Just no. Come on, you're better than that. What? No. ITV Beat the Chasers viewers are left wondering the same thing as there's a major change to the show's lineup. No, I'm not interested. Eurovision. Well, there's going to be some controversy about this Eurovision thing, isn't there, about the votes? Anyway, this is all stuff about London. I guess I haven't told it where I am yet. I don't know if I wanted to know. What shall I do? Let me see if I can find Google News. Google News. See if there's some different subjects or different headlines to have a chat about. Oh, Sadiq Khan going on about buffaloes. Sadiq Khan is actually in America at the moment, and yeah, stay there, Sadiq. I'm not. I don't think you're great for this country or for London particularly. He certainly hasn't seemed to help the knife crime, has he? It's anyway. Ukrainian troops reach Russian border in counterattack near Kharkiv. Okay. Don't risk a trade war with Europe, Tories tell Boris. Oh, it's about this Northern Ireland thing again. I don't know enough about it, I'll be honest. I'll have to skip that. Oh, great. Here we go. See, this is why I don't like what's going on in terms of there seems to be a push towards World War III, which is going to just please don't. Vladimir Putin threatens response if NATO military infrastructure deployed on Nordic soil. So I think this is about, is it Finland and Sweden? Is that right? Or Finland and... I think it's those two countries, yeah. I'm thinking of signing up to NATO or joining NATO. Which, what usually follows then is obviously the movement of arms and bases and missiles and things into that area, isn't it? So obviously Putin saying, hey, that's too close, move that here, we're going to have problems. So he's threatening a response. Doesn't say what the response is, but I don't like the sound of that, so just stop. This NATO just needs to just back off. There's no need. There should be a buffer zone, right? Between, since the Cold War and everything, you've got the West, you've got Russia. Ideally, there should be a buffer zone of like a nation thick all the way along, where they're just neutral. That would be the ideal, in my opinion. But keep expanding towards them. How is that going to be? That's not going to be good, is it? Although I guess it's good for the people that sell arms, isn't it? Because they'll make lots of money still. They don't care. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Just getting into my cynical side. There always seems to be the same rich families, isn't there, funding both sides of war usually, that benefit from all the loans, loaning out all the money. Yeah. The rich get richer, and poor people end up thrown into conflicts. Not good. Right. Okay, I might leave that there for the news. Let me just hide that up on the screen. There we go. So let's see, anything else going on the live stream? Let's see how long I've been talking. I have been waffling to you for 29 minutes, and there was me thinking it was maybe 15, 20. Thank you very much, One Life Man, for coming on and putting in that question about alien invasion, and giving me the thumbs up on my response there, talking about the different things to do with dimensions and things. Hey, what are your thoughts on that? Alien talk. Yeah, what do you think? Do you think it's all nonsense? Do you think it's possible? Do you think we'll see it in our lifetime? Yeah, leave your comments down below. Let's have a chat. I'd love to talk about any of these subjects. I'm basically open to talk about almost anything. That's the whole point, really. It's just a bit of a laugh, have a bit of a chat. Well, cheers to your Monday night, everyone. I'm looking forward to tomorrow afternoon and evening when the cross-examination of Amber Heard continues. She seems to be getting absolutely wrecked because there were so many things that she said that just don't seem to be possibly true, and she's now the lawyers on the other side get a chance to call her out on it all and point out that where what she's saying doesn't line up with evidence, and it's all of her own making. All of her own making. She's the one that came out and said all this crazy stuff. Now it's she has to face the questions when it's scrutinised. If you're going to make bold claims, you've got to be willing to be scrutinised. And if it's lies, then you better have a good memory, isn't it? That's the saying. If you're going to be a liar, you've got to have a good memory. Whereas if you're telling the truth, you don't need to rely on having a really good memory, because you don't have to remember any lies that you've told. The truth will stay the same, no matter who's questioning you about it. So there's a lesson for everyone. Right, okay, I've waffled enough for tonight. So all have a great night, everybody, and I will see you probably tomorrow. If I get a chance, I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.